What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today we're going to be taking a look at a game called Mindustry, or Mindustry, or I don't know. I'm going to call it Mindustry because that feels better, but that feels like it has something vaguely to do with Mindy's. And so anyways, welcome on in. It's a game with conveyor belts and Factorio-esque tower defense gameplay where you've got to build and you've got to get all kinds of turrets and you defend from waves that keep coming in. Seems like it's going to be a lot of fun, so I figured we'd check it out here today. Let's play. There's 4 maps that we can pick from. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Delta. Sounds good to me. And here is our little robot. So if you've never seen this game before, right here we have our core. We have to protect this at all costs. On these sides, we've got turrets. These are stone turrets, so they fire stone bullets. We're going to need to figure out a way to get some ammunition pretty soon. And then other than that, the map is open, and we just got to defend ourselves. Around, you're going to see some iron. I think that's coal right there. We can also use a coal extractor, I think, to get it out of stone or something like that. Every single object in the game will tell you, like, roughly how it works. It looks like we've got stone, we've got iron, we've got steel, we've got titanium, we've got derium, and we've got composite. Okay, inside of here, we've got access to a stone drill, an iron drill, a coal drill, a titanium drill, a smelter, a crucible. Okay, takes steel and titanium and puts out derium. If we have coal and iron going into the smelter, that'll output steel, which sounds pretty good to me. We'll probably have to rearrange most of this stuff around here. I don't know how I want to do it, but I know we're going to have to do it, so we'll play around with it. I think that a nice little conveyor belt over here that will take the things that we want over to the core, which is this right here. That's what we're trying to defend the entire game. It's probably a pretty good idea. We're going to need some more turrets as well. But let's start out with getting our stone supply a little bit more solid. And so we've got room down here to do it. I think what I'll probably do is we'll just go in on that right there. And then we need conveyor belts to get this to where it needs to go. So we select the conveyor belt from the list right there. And if we put that like so, that should work perfectly fine. And I'm actually just going to do the exact same thing on this side as soon as we have the stone to do it. We do have an enemy wave coming in 70 seconds, and we'll deal with that whenever it becomes like 100% necessary. For right now, not a huge concern, kind of like a little like moderate concern. I'd like to have more stone though so that we can get started with some of our building. And so we'll put in like 5 stone mines right here. That'll start putting things inside of our core. Once the core has been secured, we're only producing like 4 a tick right now. I'd love for that to be like 5 or 6. I may actually make this a pretty long row of defensible mines, maybe. Might work. There's the last drill right there that we're going to be able to use, and then with the 2 that are remaining, we'll go like that. And so now, our stone supply has gotten a little bit better. We've only got like 30 seconds to make this work, but I'm trying to get us self-sufficient on stone before it becomes a major concern. I'll probably knock out most of these defenses right here because these are kind of like garbage doo-doo defenses anyways, so who cares about them? The other option is that while we have it available to us, I might be able to knock this guy out right here, and we'll make a central conveyor belt so that everything comes up the middle, maybe. I'm not good at stuff like Factorio, so we'll just have to play with it until it works. But the general idea is going to look like this right here. And so there will be a central conveyor belt right there, and then there'll be 2 conveyor belts right there so that once we get the drills in, we'll be all ready to go. I don't know if that's going to output to right there or if it's going to output up this way. But that does give us a really good stone supply. The enemy is coming in, so there's 3 enemies right now. We have a little gun on our mech, and so we can open up on him nice and early. But as you can tell, he's a little bit rigid and hard to kill. So we probably want to get a head start on him, if at all possible. Our turrets are firing, and they are doing a little bit of damage. But it's not going to be much. We're going to want to expand that out and make iron turrets or something of that kind before we get too far out of control. And so for this right here, what I'd like to do on this side is we just put an iron mine there and an iron mine there. That'll start outputting iron to the core so that we've got iron stored up. The next wave is in 30 seconds. The next thing that I would do is I would bulldoze both of those right there. And so now that those are done, what I would then do is I'll take an iron mine right here, I think. And as soon as we've got the stone for another iron mine, the general goal here is to go like that. Alright, so that's going over to there. The next thing I needed is one of these turrets right here will do it. So that's a Gatling turret and a splitter turret. I don't know what a splitter turret does. I'm just going to do the Gatling turret and hope for the best. Why won't that go right there? Do I have to destroy that? Ah, there was a rock right there. Okay. Apparently, I gotta kill the rock in order to make that work. That should start taking in iron, I think. Right? Oh, that's not good. That's outputting to a place I don't want it to output. The stone is in the way. Ew. I don't like that at all. We gotta fix this. Hold on. I can fix this, though. I can fix this. You just gotta believe in me. You just gotta believe. So I'm gonna have to move that mine over to a different location. For right now, that's gonna have to be good enough. Conveyor belt. So let me get that right there. That'll have to do for the moment. Hopefully that's not outputting over there, because that would suck. Now that's taking in bullets, which gives us a much better chance, because that turret is way better at killing the bad guys. However, our core is taking a little bit of a licking for right now. I don't think I can destroy my own core, so I'm not going to risk it. There's 3 enemies remaining, huh? Well, let me see if I can get rid of one of those before it even gets here. So that one's down. We'll go back up here, and we'll keep shooting. Wow, that thing is... I might just take the hit instead of the core. That one's coming in from that way. The next thing that I wanted to do is... we will put in a conveyor belt right here. Like so. And then I want a iron extractor right there. That's going to move that up to that top side, and we will put in another turret right there. How much stone do I have right now? Do I have enough for like a stone wall? If I got enough for stone walls, I should absolutely be doing that. It does look like those turrets are doing well enough right now. It's not the best split I've ever seen, but I want everything to be safe before we go much further. And so I need to figure out how I'm going to feed all of these guns. Shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. I can just put little custom extractors behind each one of these, I think. And that might just output to there. It looks like it does. I think it's just straight outputting to there. It just takes a while to fill up on bullets. And so this might be the most cost-effective way to do this. Hopefully that doesn't push up to there. Because if it starts outputting to right there, I'm going to be very upset with it. Oh, good, it's not. It's not outputting to the place that I didn't want it to output to. Fantastic. 2 more turrets right there. And we will actually do the exact same thing on these spots so that we've just got a wall of turrets right there. Then what I'll do is I'll come across and we'll start doing some other things. But for right now, I think that's workable. I can put in another iron mine right there, and that'll start producing. That one just bum rushed us and tried to get into our base. But as you can see, the enemy's going down a lot faster this time around. I need a few more iron extractors just to make this strategy 100% convenient and working. I could put in another iron extractor right there to keep our iron supply up because, as you might be able to tell, we don't have a lot of iron right now, and I would like to have more iron. Perfecto. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Keep murdering. So we need to pick an objective now and figure out what we want to go after next, because there's probably something in here. We've got a coal drill right there. Coal drills, I think, are going to go on those tiles. Either that or on these tiles over here. I haven't sorted that out yet, but I suppose we'll play with it. Kill that rock off. Do I get stone for doing that? Oh, I do. I get stone for breaking rocks. Well, had I known that at the beginning of the game, would have gone a lot quicker. Huh, they never mentioned that in the tutorial. Okay, Splatty learned a new thing today. Splatty learned a very new thing. So I might get a splitter right here. Or like right here to send excess over to... because what's going to happen is we're piling up iron right here. Because these are full on the bullets because we aren't getting attacked enough. With that iron coming in right there, we could also drop another iron drill right there next to the core, just to boost up our production ever so slightly, and frankly, I could probably surround it as well, and make it just have a whole bunch of extractors around it, and that'll make it so that we've got a good iron supply. But seeing as I'll probably use this iron for industry and this iron for kind of getting started, I think is what I'm looking at for right now. But for the moment, what I'd like to do is get 3 extractors right here that all come together into one conveyor belt. That conveyor belt will come over this way. It'll like maybe split on this side into 3 different ravines because there's a splitter in here. You can get a, I think there's a router. Yeah. So you can split input materials into 3 directions. And that'll power like 3 more defenses over on this side maybe. And then we'll do 2 or 3 on the bottom right here. And that'll split it off to 3 defenses right there. And obviously, maybe you have like 1 that splits off in a direction that takes everything back to the core. But I don't think I can assemble any more cores, so I'm not gonna think about that just yet. I don't know what my priorities are. I honestly haven't played the game enough to tell you what the priorities are at this point. But we should probably keep building and expanding. We've got iron walls right there. That, I assume, is coal. Oh, it takes 40 iron in order to get the coal going. Okay, so yeah, we should definitely... Let's pack this area nice and tight with iron. And hopefully that'll just keep dropping it off for us. Yeah, it looks like it is. We're actually generating iron at a somewhat okay rate right now. It's not the best rate, but meh, it's a rate that's workable. There's a more efficient way to do that, or this, and that would be to put conveyor belts right here. That way that I could put mines in right there and right there maybe. And then net, I think we would gain extra mines. Staring at it, though, I don't think is going to help. I think that might not be the way that I want to do this. So, let's say that I tear you out and I put a conveyor belt right here. That just kind of draws towards the core. When these fill up... Will they start putting iron out to that direction too? Like, will these refill the guns is my question. So I'm hoping that it has some kind of switch logic in there. So that, like, so long as these need ammo, it won't output to the conveyor belt. Oh, I'm thinking that's not how it works. Okay. Never mind then. Refill the guns, please. Just make sure they have bullets. I think the turrets should be fine, so I'm not going to panic about watching that over there. Our stone supply is alright. Can these fire through walls? Oh, they can. They can fire through walls, but the enemy can't. Nice. Okay. We'll put in like a nice little containment area then, where the enemy has to go around. Perfect. And I'll probably leave that a little bit open for the moment because I don't know exactly what I want to do with it. But I may expand out my stone production down here a little bit further. Looks okay to me. We will take conveyor belts and go in that direction. Conveyor belts in that direction, that direction. There you go. Get me more stone. I don't think I'm going to need stone like long term, but I might, which is the scary part about it. So they're not going to be able to get through. We've built up walls. They are protecting us now. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The transfer of ammo is going to be the biggest part. We got to bring those things around so that we can bucka on the enemy. And so the transfer of ammo is really what makes this challenging. It's not resource acquisition, because if it was just resource acquisition, everything would run towards the center of the base, to the core, so that you could just build freely. But having to distribute ammo is the part where things start to get very interesting, especially given the fact that sometimes the conveyor belts don't... I mean, sometimes you can't swap the outputs, I don't think, on your mines. And so, like, when I put a mine down, I can't decide what direction it puts its output in. So if I put it, like, right here, for example, with a conveyor belt running right there, there's no way to tell if it's going to output to that conveyor belt or to that conveyor belt. I'd like to see that change where the player gets a little bit of an indicator and you can pick which direction it outputs to. That would give a little bit more complication, but at the same time, I think it would work pretty well. So that takes in coal and iron. Okay, we have coal, and I think we have iron down here. And so let's consider for a moment how we want to do this. I think this is coal. I think. So there's 3 coals right there. Yep, that's going to look like coal. And so we wanted to bring this all to a smelter. Did we not? So I need that to go away right there. We'll just waste the outputs for right now. And if this is going to go over to here... Let me take a look at the smelter, and let's figure out how that's going to work. So, it takes in coal, and takes in iron, and outputs steel. How do we decide where it's going to output the steel to, is my question. And how long does that take? I'm going to build a tester one over here, because I haven't played the game a whole lot, and so I just kind of want to see what's going to occur. I need iron mines now. So I'll probably try to put those, like, right... I'll just put that right there for right now, because I don't need a lot of iron. I just need some iron. And so I'm curious where this is going to output to. Hopefully it outputs to the place that I want it to output to. So let's say I go like that right there, and I guess it just smart outputs. That's good. I wonder if it takes in... So it looks like 1 coal, 2 coal... I think it's like 2 coal to 1 iron maybe that makes that work. And so I think I can get this production working a little bit better over here. The turrets are firing. We are defending ourselves once again, but we are producing steel too, which is fantastic. We've got conduits over here. That's used for... Actually, there's water transport in this game too. You have to take water because some of your smelters and some of your miners require water in order to work. and then other crafting buildings will take it as well, and so it's kind of an interesting experience. I wonder if I can get this iron a tad more efficient. Let's take another iron mine right here. And I want to see if this backlogs it and it ends up being too much. So that goes over to there, and we're going to watch and we're going to wait and see if every single time an iron gets in there. Oh, it's spitting it out about as rapidly as it can. So with 3, I think it's going to be 1 for 1. I think. I mean, it's producing steel at an okay rate, so looks all right to me. I'm going to try and keep these somewhat segregated so as to keep the conveyor belts from doing dumb shit, because I've got a feeling they're going to do dumb stuff every now and again. I can put in another branch of this over here so that steel production gets a little better. I don't know if we have an object that allows us to jump over a conveyor belt, though. Let me take a... So that's a steel conveyor. I assume that moves items faster, maybe? Do we have anything that... We've got a junction, we've got a router. So this serves as a conveyor junction. So I wonder if I hand trigger that and I choose what direction I want stuff to go in, or what does the junction do? I want to know what this does, but I don't want to. I gotta play with it. Hold on. Let's play with the junction. So I'm gonna put in a stone mine right there. Let's put in a conveyor belt that runs to there, and then we will put in a junction right there. And then just for experimentation's sake, I want to see what happens. So do I get to pick what direction the junction goes in? So maybe that carries direction of whatever direction it's coming from. So like, let's say that I put one... Oh, right here. Let's say that I've got a junction right here, right? I assume that that carries through momentum. This doesn't actually... So what I think this is I think this was the bridge that I was looking for. If you've played Factorio or anything like that, you know you've got conveyor arms, and then you've got like bridges that allow you to jump over gaps and stuff like that in your production. What this I think does is it carries both lateral and vertical momentum. So if we can connect conveyor belts going this way to it, and the ones going this way will not get broken by this right here, and the ones going down I think are what's going to make that work. And so let's set up our second coal mine down here. So we'll go bam, bam, and... Oh, man, I need a little bit more. We got wave 7 coming in. Hopefully the defenses are holding. It looks like we're doing okay. The guns are a little bit beat up. We might have to rebuild them pretty soon, but we'll do it after this wave. Now that we put the walls in, it seems like they're having more trouble breaching. The walls over here are doing okay. It looks like they are only concerned with the destruction of the core, which should allow us to whittle the enemy down slowly. I'm going to take that one out right there, and I'm going to put in another one. There you go. Yup, pump some ammo into that guy. And then anything else that's damaged along the way, I'm not going to worry about either. So these dudes over here are trying to produce their coal. But what I want to do is go like this right here. And what I need is actually for that to go away. I want 2 iron mines in right there. I want a conveyor belt that goes like so. This is going to have to fall back ever so slightly. Hold on, I think I've messed it up. I need this to be like down, so these are going to arrive like right here. I mean, I can steer it around. It's not that big of a deal. So let's say that I put the smelter in. That'll be easier, actually. Let me put in the smelter. Until I put that in, we're going to struggle a little bit. Oh, I'm low on resources right now. That sucks. Do I need steel to build that, or do I need iron? It's probably from rebuilding all the guns and stuff we had. So it looks like they're starting to actually do real damage, and they're starting to tank the hits a lot better, too. Which is a little scary. I can help out a bit if I need to, but I don't really deal that much damage. So I do have a mech menu down here, I think. Yeah, so if I get the resources, I can upgrade my gun on my little mech, and then we can choose between weapons, kind of Doom style. That'd be super sweet. We've got a pile up right there. And do I have the stuff I need for a smelter? Come on. Give me the stuff I need for a smelter. What is that right there? A coal extractor? So if you have water and you have stone going into something, you can extract the coal from an object. A little bit more. There we go. And so we've got coal and iron. That'll allow us to produce steel. I will put you in right there. And now that you're done, we'll go in like so. And unfortunately, this is going to be a little bit wacky, but Oh well. That's the way it goes sometimes with these building projects. Probably not the most efficient thing that's ever been done in the history of the world, but it'll have to do. Oh, I've got a messed up, okay. I've got a messed up junction over there. I'll fix it in just a moment. Let me fix this one first. There we go. And so I gotta fix this junction right here, and that needs to go down. Perfect. So now we should be producing, oh my god, so much steel. Yeah, it's a pass-through. And so I probably wouldn't have called it a junction. To my mind, a junction like splits things and makes things happen. But I get what they're going after. I probably would have called it like a, I don't know, a pass-through, or I don't know, like an overpass or something like that. Dude, we have so much stone right now. I think it might be wise for us to get some more guns. And we have steel available, which means we can make flamer turrets. That uses ammo. Okay, so that uses coal as ammo. That uses steel. I might be able to set something up over here with some kind of... Well, that requires more smelters, though. What can I make down here? So those are healing turrets. So heals nearby tiles. Yeah, go for it. So that heals... Oh! These heal the stone. Oh. Okay, so those are pretty useful. I don't know how I didn't see those. But it takes 30 iron, it looks like, to make one of those. And we were going through iron at a pretty rapid rate. I should probably set up another iron production movement thing over here so I can get a little bit more towards the core. Let's find some iron mines. There we go. I think he's going to shoot at me. Oh, he's shooting actually at that now. Okay. That's fine. That's reasonably well to be expected. I'm thinking maybe I didn't do as good of a job here as I thought I should be doing. They've destroyed my healer. They're working on one of my mines right there, but they are now dead. Deader than dead. Dead, dead, dead. Put in a whole bunch of stone blocks right there to replace what we lost. And then I've got a conveyor belt out right there. That was an ammo conveyor belt, so it goes over there. On this side, we should probably come up with some kind of defensive plan. I may put out some satellite guns over here just to protect all this. So that's going to take us a little bit of iron and a little bit of stone. What does this do right here? A double turret. It's a double stone turret. This one's 15 stone and 15 steel for a railgun turret. How big is the, on the railgun, how big is the range? Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty solid range, but it needs steel. Okay, well, we're stocking up steel right now. In fact, we're stocking up steel faster than we're getting iron. And so my thought is, if I get extractors right here and I put guns up front, so we got gun, gun, gun. I've got to protect this this production area. That's the upsetting part of the whole thing, is that unfortunately, if I can't protect this little area, all of our production is going to fall on this side, and it's not going to even matter. It's going to be completely and totally pointless. So let's put in some stone walls over here. And in fact, I'm sort of tempted just to go like this. Yeah, that'll work. And then I'll bulldoze those two. Let's figure out how splitters work. And so they've got a little thing in here called a router. It splits input materials in 3 directions. I'd like to find out how that works. And so come with me for a moment while we try to figure this out. My assumption is that it takes an influx of materials and pushes it in a random direction each time. So it pushed one that way that time. Does it rotate each time? It does. So I think it goes counterclockwise. So if the next one goes up, so yeah. Alright. I can see that being sort of useful. Like, I know what I want to do with it. And so now that I can see it, let's put in a few more drills right here. Yep, everybody getting drilled up inside here. Sorry if my commentary isn't normally... My commentary is not as funny as it could be at the moment, and that's largely due to the fact that this is one of those games that requires me to use my brain, which is always kind of a horrifying prospect. On this side, all I want... I don't even really need the splitter right there. If I could put it out a little bit further, I think it'd be more effective. So we've got 3 of these outputting to right here. It's going to move over to this side, like that. And then once it gets to that point, I'll have it... I need one output going down. We got one output going up. See, I don't want to double split outputs either, because I was going to line this with turrets, and that's how I was going to supply ammo. So... I guess output will just have to be bigger. That's all that it comes down to, is that we'll have to just have more output. And so we'll put the router right there, and then we'll also have a router right there. And so that'll go to there. That'll go to there. So everyone will make it through right there. And actually, I need that to go upwards. I placed that wrong. This game is actually really mentally stimulating. I like it. It's forcing me to think. And it's forcing me to actually sit here and, like, use my... I can feel it all firing. My neurons are all firing and whatnot, being like, I already know how inefficient this is, but next time I'm already thinking about how I can make it more efficient and make it look a little bit better. Let's go with... So, that's already kicking off right there. It's going to start producing. If I put in a few more right there, though, that'll get output bumping. I don't think I can have that one right there, though, because these will start. This one right here might start outputting that way, and I need it to go right there, so I suppose that's going to be a potential problem, but oh well. There we go. So those are now producing iron as well, and then for these bottom conveyor belts, what we're going to do is we're going to send the excess back to the core, because I'm finding that I'm always out of iron, which is really kind of irritating, and so I don't want to be out of iron. The other thing is that we need to put in our splitter turrets. Sure, I don't have any splitter turrets. Go do it. I assume that those use iron for ammo. Hopefully it works out. I hope it works out wonderfully. I hope it annihilates the enemy and destroys the hell out of them. I mean, technically, once these are full, I could also put a junction in right there. Yeah, they're coming in from a lot of sides right now. Oh, they went straight around. They didn't even play with me. Okay. I'm about to wall this off then. I have no choice. This game is called Mindustry. If you wanted to play it, you should definitely check it out. I got a link for you down below. I think it's a fun little title, and watching it develop is going to be a special experience. And so if you wanted to get in on that special experience with Splatty, by all means, that's where you should click. If you want to help the channel out, hit that like button down below. That's the best way to support what we do here at the Nerd Castle and make everything work the way it needs to work. Increases visibility, keeps new people coming into the channel, and in fact helps everything trend and just keep moving on the up and up. If you wanted to support me in a more physical sense, you can do that through Patreon, which is linked down below as well. And of course, if you wanted to join me live, I'm live every single day at 3 p.m. Pacific time, where I'll be playing all kinds of indie games that you've seen on the channel. So I'll see y'all later. Twitch TV/SplatterCatGaming. Hi to everybody.